So I asked a question yesterday, apologies, a little bit noisy. Got asked a question from Guy at Guideline Markings on shot blasting equipment specifically and the guidance system that we use on how we get straight lines. Now we've got two systems that we have in place. So behind me here, John's doing some shot blasting. So it was lucky I got the question yesterday from Guy because I think this is perfect timing really to show you guys what we do. Now we've got the two systems I mentioned. The first one is a mechanical pointer. Now the one that we've got here, you can see it's mounted to the front of the unit here. So you can see just there. And it mounts just in front of the weight area. So let me show you that. So our one is actually welded on and then has an arm that comes out. And that's what John's using to go along the red shot blast line, the chalk line. Now, the one that we've got on here, we actually welded on. The new design we've got actually clamps on and bolts on. So that one's actually going to stay on this machine because it's already in place and it works a treat, but the new one is actually a clamp-on system. However, it isn't going to be released until October, which is when we've got the release of that and a laser guidance system. Now, the laser guidance one, that's personally my favorite. That one we've actually taken off of this machine because we're changing the lasers and changing the design of the clamp for it, because previously we had it all bolted in place. What we want to do is be able to fit the clamps on the bars. So where you see you've got the two bars here along there, that's where we're actually going to clamp the laser on, and then it bolts onto the front where you can see we've got the rivets on here. And then if I just come around without try and not disturb John here, you'll see on the control panel, sorry John, on the control panel we've got a little button here to turn it on and off. Now the benefit of this one is what we want to be able to do is, thanks John, is to be able to run the laser before we start the shot blasting, and that's important to us because what you don't want to do is have to turn your shot blaster on and run it, if you like pressing the button to turn it on and off before you can set the laser. So what we've done is we've taken the power supply, which is a 400 volt AC supply, taken that, transformed it into a 12 volt DC. So because there's no neutral running on these, we've got a transformer for that just converts it down to 12 volt DC, and I think it's like a 20 amp supply. And all we do is run to a 12 volt laser. Now we can run 24 volt as well, but we run 12 volt. And that basically allows us to set the machine up along the chalk lines that we've got here, and get everything pulled in. So this one we've just had delivered from PrepTech. This is another machine we're running today. And this one's brand new. It's not got anything fitted to it yet. So this one's going to be the one that we fit all the new parts to, so that when we're doing the demo for you guys, you can see the new mechanical pointer as well as the new pointer on it as well. See how they work. And then we'll make a handy guide so that you guys can actually bolt it on yourselves, 20 minutes and have it all connected and running. The idea is you will have to drill a single hole into the back panel. So we'll cut that down to like a 10 mil or a 16 mil hole. It's got one cable that goes in. So you've got the three lines, your three live conductors, and then the line and your earth. That goes into the transformer, which will bolt on to either the front or the back of the machine. And then all we want to do is run another couple of cables within that panel that give us a little rocker switch to turn it on and off. And then the clamp is a little plug and play to the laser, so the clamp goes on the side, laser sits on that, nice and easy. Now one of the things I don't get is why these machines have got a wobbly wheel caster, because I have never ever wanted my shot blaster to do anything other than a straight line, so I have absolutely no idea why you would ever want anything else. As far as I'm concerned, it should always go in a straight line when you're shot blasting. So I think we could probably look at changing the casters to something that's fixed in place as well, so that it's only a straight line. But for the time being, the mechanical pointer and the laser pointer, they're still in production. They will be released in October. So if you guys can hang on till October, we'll be able to release the full details, show you what they are, how they work, and more importantly, how you can bolt it and add it all onto your system as well. And as soon as I've got the details, I will release it to you. But hopefully, at least for Guy at Guideline Markings, I hope that answers your question on what we do and how it works, and gives you some ideas for what to look forward to in October. Anyway, I will see you all in, well, before I go, one sec. I might as well, so I might as well do a very, very quick factory tour. Let me spin this around. So what we're doing today, we're running in some new walkways. Now we've got the grinder with us as well, but actually I find the Shot Blaster does a better job, certainly of the edges because it's straight, but even in the middle, it's just quicker just to do the whole lot in shot. So we're just gonna run the Shot Blaster for all of it. Now what we're doing is we've got a 1.2 meter wide walkway, we're shot blasting in, and this is sort of running, this site's a little bit of a higgledy-piggledy sort of site, in my opinion, because nothing seems to be, you know, you look at the walkway, it has to go around the building's not straight. I don't know why, but it isn't. So we're sort of running in all these lines to go everywhere. So these are gonna be walkways, they sort of stretch around this area here. You can see the chalk lines where we've run everything in. What I tend to do is spray little bits like this. So when I come around and do a site visit with the customer, before the guys do the installation, I'll walk through it all and we'll sort of spray on the ground roughly where we know our line mark is going to go, so that when the guys turn up, they've got a clear idea of what they're installing, where they're installing it, and which item on the specification it relates to. So for example, here we can see the walkway is going to start at this point. It's going to run up to the stairs, come around here. Now, where I say it's higgledy-piggledy, this bunded tank was originally over here and our walkway was going straight. Now they've added a bunded tank and they can't move it. Same with the paint pot, which means my walkway is now going to come at an angle, then go in and then along, and then, yeah, higgledy-piggledy is how I would describe it. So what I do though is literally put down which item number on the specification. So this is item number 2 on our spec, and it says, you know, it runs along here, all the way up and goes along up to there. Item number 1 comes from this door, runs to this staircase, runs over to that door over there and connects up to line number 2, etc., etc. You get the idea. Now anyway, this will actually feature on week 6 when we actually